Hey guys, welcome back to my channel at natassiar1. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make an amazing vegan Oreos recipe. Everyone loves Oreos, I love it too, and so I've perfected a recipe that is full of nutrients, it's vegan, and is absolutely delicious when it comes to a favorite pastime snack that you can have with a glass of milk or two. So stick around as I show you the recipe and let me know if you like it. And again, subscribe to my channel. It will help my channel so much. Let me know what you think and let's begin. The first step is obviously the dry ingredients. Let's get into that. So from a flour perspective, I chose oats. So what I did is I took oats. You can use gluten-free or normal oats. Put that into a NutriBullet and you can actually blitz that. And that becomes your flour. You can use rice flour, you can use any plant flour that you'd like, but for me, the oat seems to work the best. Then you add a shot of cocoa. In this case, I added a teaspoon of cacao powder to give it that intense chocolatey flavor that we all love. And then my secret magic ingredient is the activated charcoal. So I added a tablespoon of that. I know it's quite a bit, and I added that into the flour mixture and mixed that all together with a little bit of baking soda. So when you mix that all together, you will actually have a black flour powder, and that becomes the base for your Oreos. Then in terms of getting the dough, I added a 1/4 cup of melted coconut oil. So I took that from the saucepan and threw that into my dry ingredients and mixed that all together. And as you can see, it has become a black dough that's very sticky. You can add a little bit more flour if you'd like to make it a little bit more firmer. You can put it into the fridge if you'd like for about 30 minutes and take it out so it becomes easier to roll, completely up to you. Then what I did is, in order to not let it stain my hands, I put on a pair of gloves, handle the dough, put it onto a baking paper on the counter, put the dough on, put another slice or sheet of baking paper, and then took my rolling pin and started rolling it out into a 1 to 2 centimeter thickness of dough. And the reason for that, for adding the second layer of the baking sheet, is that activated charcoal will stain anything, your clothing, the counter, it's black, right? So what you want to do is you want to prevent that, and so by using the gloves and the sheet, it will protect your clothing and your counter. Smart, right? So we roll that out, pull the sheet paper, you will get this glorious dough that's about 1 to 2 centimeters thick. Then you take a normal cookie cutter, whatever size you prefer, and you start cutting out the circles or the cookie shapes that you actually need. Once you're done with that, you'll put it onto a baking tray, as you can see, and you put that into the oven for about 5 minutes. Let it get nice and cool after you're done, and then put it into the freezer. As a little trick, I put it into a freezer for about half an hour so it became nice and firm, especially when you're ready to sandwich and ice the cookies. In terms of the icing, so how I made this beautiful vegan buttercream frosting is I basically took coconut butter. You take the coconut butter, about a 1/4 cup, you melt it on a saucepan, you will get this creaminess that you liquid. It's not too liquidy, it's a bit of like a vegan butter consistency, and it has a white chocolate look. And then you add about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of a mix of icing sugar and stevia powder. So a lot of people want to use natural sweetener powder to cut back on the calories. You take that, you put it into your melted coconut butter, you beat that up together with a whisk or a normal spoon and with vanilla essence or extract, and you'll get a beautiful creamy buttercream frosting for you to sandwich and ice your cookies. I must mention, from a calorie perspective, what makes this a low calorie recipe is that a serving of normal Oreos is about 160 calories for 2 cookies and has 21 grams of sugar, versus my cookies, which has 120 calories but only half the amount of sugar, so 10 grams of sugar, which makes it a perfect snack as part of your diet. Okay, so now that we have the icing, we will take it with the cooled cookies and start creaming it together and sandwiching the cookies and assembling it for service. So a lot of people ask me, okay, so what does it taste like? Well, I'll let you know. So let me take another bite. You get the chocolatey biscuit. It's so gooey. It's so delicious, the consistency. And in the middle, you get this white chocolate, coconut creamy center, which is so rich in flavor. It's so delicious. It is the closest thing to a healthy Oreo that you ever can find. So guys, give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Let me know what worked, what didn't work. And I hope you enjoyed this healthy snack as part of your daily diet requirements. My goal in life is to make sure that I share some of my health secrets with you guys out there so you can replicate it at home and try it out. You do not need to miss out on making or eating Oreos as part of a healthy diet and snack and routine.